Alright, so last week the Tier 2 drivers had their first taste of the, um, yeah, they had their first taste of the reverse layout tracks, that being Silverstone Reverse. Some actually had that taste prior to that in Tier 3, so we had a couple of guys in Tier 3 here tonight. But we move on from Silverstone Reverse to the Temple of Speed. And what a fun day this is going to be. This is RPL Formula 1 Tier 2. We are kicking off round 3 here at Monza. Ty and I are both on hand for commentary here tonight. I believe I should be joined by Polish Hammer, but not sure what's going on with him. I told him, hey, we're ready to go, let's get rolling, and he's gone quiet. So yeah, very unfortunate there. But we'll get that junk figured out. So last week, as noted in the beginning, we had the Silverstone reversed, and originally it was Reese the winner, Fusion second, and Beatnik in third. However, Reese received a 3-second penalty for an incident that he had with Fusion, and it was basically under the stewards. It was called reactionary defending, moves to the inside once he sees Fusion going there. It was originally a 5, but it got reduced to a 3. But regardless of how the penalty came off, Reese wound up getting demoted and stripped of his win and dumped down to P4. The new finishing podium was Fusion in the McLaren, Beatnik in Mercedes, and Mentoki in the Mercedes. So, the driver's standings going into this. We have Beatnik in the lead with 36 points over the defending champion Night Owl, who has 33. Mintoki is in third with 30. Fusion is in fourth with 25. And Reese is in fifth with 24. In the Constructors' Championship, it is a 1-point difference between the, actually 3 points between the top 3 teams. Mercedes is on top with 58, Ferrari in second with 57, and McLaren is sitting in third with 55. And then there's a bit of a gap, because tied for fourth, with 10 points total, is Red Bull and Alpine. Well, that is what we got there. So, we currently have 17 on the list at this present moment. We will have an 18th popping in. That's going to be Torn Penguin. And we have 2 drivers yet to join. But one of them, yeah, we should have 2 on the way. One of them being a newcomer, that being Yavuz. I hope I got that correct. But I probably had that incorrect. And F1 Union in the Mercedes. So let's take a look at everybody in here for tonight. So we have Beatnik and Mintoki and the McLaren tonight. They are filling in for the original McLarens. They are on vacation and cannot make the event. That being Fusion and Maxwell. So they are out of there. We have Night Owl and Reese in the Ferrari. AJ and Torn Penguin in the Red Bull. Blonde currently by himself in the Mercedes. Hopefully, F1 Union shows up. Jordan in the Racing Bulls. Yavuz should be showing up later. Tadpole and Lennon are in the Haas. Leonard and the Haas. And we'll get some more drivers going out there. F1 Shorts, how are you? Good to see you here. And yeah, we'll get some more drivers filled in once we load in. But yeah, Monza, this will be a fun little event. But the question is what will the tire strategy be? Are we looking, is Monza going to be a two-stop, like many of our tracks so far in this game? Or, who knows, we'll possibly see what's going to happen. But we're about to get loaded up in 5 seconds, just waiting for two guys, Bar2 and Penguin, to load themselves in, and we are good to go. Uh-oh. Don't, oh, there we go. And Dreary Sky is here. Okay, so I've already covered the McLarens, Ferraris, Red Bulls, Mercedes, Haas, and V-Carbs. Let's see, so Alpine, we have LS. We have LS in the Alpine, basically a last second loan. He's got a quality man for this one. And J. Joe signed to the team, literally signed to the team, literally 45 minutes ago. Signed as in reserve, and he is in the Alpine here for tonight. Kick Sauber, we have Josh 433 and Invade in there, in those cars. Williams, we have SV and Corey Marshall, who is actually the first guy out on the track. And Aston Martin, we have Zakaria and Bar2. So this will be a joyous occasion, racing around the Temple of Speed. I'm excited. Hope you're all ready. Let's go and have some great fun. So yeah, third round of the Tier 2 season, and we're basically closing into, we're already 1 month into the F1 25 game life as it sits. Next week will be 1 month of the RPL game cycle for this game. And this will be a glorious type of a race, especially for a track that has seen many of things in regards to racing. I mean, who could forget at this track, I believe it was in Tier 2 many a seasons ago, when Beatnik decided to say Hail Mary into Turn 1 and just clock around multiple cars. Who could forget that? That is now basically a running meme here. But let's go on board with Corey as he heads down the main straight, clocking that speed up to 213 into the speed trap, into the first major heavy braking zone of the first variant. And now out of turn number 2, flying down and out. Now into Curva Grande, turn 3. Up through the gears, back to 8th gear. Could get close to 200 miles an hour into their 26.4 for the first sector and into the second variant. Nice and easy under the curves. Don't want to get too greedy on there. Now out and simple and slow. Simple. Now through the Lesmos. Lesmo number 1 into Lesmo number 2 now. DRS coming up right at the exit here. There's DRS. Wing wide open as Corey flies down this little mini straightaway into the Ascari chicane, known for collisions, spins, crashes, you name it, it's had it. Exiting out of Ascari, very nice exit. Flying down the last back straight, heading into the final corner. Parabolica, we've seen some crazy attacks coming in through here. And easy off and in 6th gear onto the exit now. Flying down, Corey Marshall benchmark is a 19.9 for the Williams driver. Very nice run to say the least. Tapo responsible at 19.8. And more drivers will be filing in to get some times in. Zakaria 19.2 for him. We have a V-carb coming. That's Jordan 19.8 on his end. Beatnik 18.5 for him in the McLaren. SV 18.9 for him. Josh 19.2. More and more cars coming. Some starting laps. Others. Some are starting laps. Others are doing other things. And it looks like AJ had an invalidation. Let's take a look. I know some of these guys had invalidations. Oh yes, we do. Hey, look at this. We have Zakaria, Penguin, Mintoki, Invade, AJ, and Bar2. Really, that's their first. They're probably the outlaps they've had in validations, but I digress. More cars coming in. Torn Penguin 18.7, Mintoki 18.5. Invade slowest right now 21.9 on his end. J-Joe 20.0 on his end. Ah, there is the F1 Union. We'll get him in. There we go. Alright, so now we have 5 drivers yet to get a lap in, that being Blonde, AJ. AJ we're on board with we're hanging with right now. A very strong driver in Tier 3, quickly moved up into Tier 2, showing his stride there, was showing his strides there, and now continuing on again, and let's see what he's got for on hand here. Night Owl 19.6 on his end, AJ with a 19.1 on his part, and wow. Kind of crazy with that there. And there is Yavuz. He just accepted my friend request, and we'll get him in. So F1 Union on the way, and Yavuz are on the way as well. And there they are. They both are here. So we have a full grid, 20 cars. Woo! Woo! And we have some quality predictions coming on in here. And Reese is in the pits. Blonde currently on his lap right now. Into the final corner he comes. See what kind of a lap he can do here. Once Blonde crosses the line, we have a couple of predictions here in the chat. Let's take a peek of what we got here as Blonde 21-0. What in the world? He must have had a poor run. That's unfortunate. But anyways, let's see. So, F1 Shorts. Reese on pole. Beatnik, P2. Mintoki in third. Timbed has Mintoki, Reese, and Beatnik on top. And oh my goodness, it's raining! The rain is here! Oh! Oh my! Oh my, this is gonna be very screwy. I wonder what the hell's going on with Polish, because he's thought he'd be here, but he's not. Forgot about the rain in the race. Oh, we got rain in the race too? Oh, that's even gonna be more crazy. Yeah, SVP4 Annette Williams is pretty impressive. I mean, SV in the Mercedes Academy server was telling quite a few of us that Monza is one of his favorites. Is actually one of his favorites and one of his best tracks in regards to getting lap times in. So yeah, to anybody in Tier 3 that goes up against SV, bear that in mind. You're up against some stiff fighters in regards to there. Well, let's see what Reese can do in regards to that. He has a 26.8, which I will note is about 4/10 behind Corey Marshall's Sector 1 time, because Corey Marshall had a 26.4 in Sector 1. So the rain is already starting to really hamper a little bit here, as Reese does get a little bit of a helpful tow from the Haas of Tadpole right before Ascari. But let's see how this will affect him into Ascari. Being careful and easy. Easy in, easy out. And he flies. And he flies into there. And let's see, into Parabolica. And coming out of there. Whoa, little wobble from Reese there. But he keeps in control. And he comes across the line. And ouch. Slowest of the field, 22.2. I mean, I think what happened with Reese was he had invalidation, or he made a mistake in his first attempt of the time lap, but that is really going to hurt him. So that's going to hurt him there. Yeah, with the rain coming into effect, this is really going to screw people up, and a lot of people are calling it quits already for their for their qualifying because of this rain. There's only 8 minutes left, so yeah, that is bad there. So here we go. So it looks like it's going to be Beatnik on pole, Mentoki in second, and Torn Penguin in third. And then your top 5 behind them, it's SV in the Williams in 4th and AJ in 5th. So that is going to be wild for that. But anyways, we're got Union here. Stand by the way. Because a couple of days ago we were talking about this streamer account with in regards to this whole two-factor authentication thing, and just had to just talk with Luke about that. So bear with me just a moment on this part. Union slowest of that, but yeah, I think this is it pretty much. Uh, fun. We got people going out and getting some laps in. You know, it's inter stuff. Oh, I guess with the likelihood that it is going to be rain, we got rain in the race. Anyways, we're trying to get some stuff. Yeah, so we're waiting 3 minutes, as I guess apparently people want to just chill and waste their tires, because we do have a race on hand. Not sure why you guys are going out there and getting some laps in. Uh, Maybe we'll get to see what happens on this. Anyways. Alright. Oh, I guess we're waiting for Bar 2 to just chill and just relax. Ugh. Yeah, it just got so boring, I'm just decided to just got so boring, I just decided to go take a piss while we were waiting. But yeah, so this is a good setting here. And yeah, so to review, Beatnik, Mintoki, Penguin is your top three. SV bringing the best Williams start for a while. Same with Josh 433 in the Kick Sauber, seventh on his end. Very very strong qualifying for the Kick Sauber. All right. Well, rain is here. Let's see. So, well, what's your predictions, people? Who do you think is gonna be top three when this race is over? Are we gonna see chaos in the turn one? Take a guess. What do you think? I mean, I think it's gonna be pretty obvious. I think there is gonna be chaos in the turn one on lights out. But for the podium, who knows? But I know one thing. Reese, starting all the way down in 17th, he has a lot of work to do. Same applies to the Mercedes pair, F1 Union and Blonde, 15th and 18th. They got a long way to go here. But the 5 lights come on for the wet Italian Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and off they go, and just slowly trundling along down the long straight. Heading into turn number 1, it is Beatnik ahead of Mintoki, Torn Penguin off and about, and we got a big crash, big wreck! Crashes everywhere, smashing, bashing, good lord almighty, crash, crash, crash. And we have a VSC on the hand here, and so much destruction occurred in that one. Torn Penguin, Mintoki, J-Joe, I believe all got corner cut penalties. No, Torn Penguin got, 10 second, Blonde 10 second, Bar2 10 second, Night Owl 10 second. Jesus, 4 drivers all with 10 seconds and a couple of straight corner cuts. What a what a freaking disaster. And talk about a major crash. I think probably half the field got bashed around in regards to either getting hit, damage, all that sort of stuff. And by the way, take a look at this as what in the world's going on? Green is out. SV just got caught asleep. That's what happened there. Here comes Jordan on the inside. Oh, contact between Josh and SV in the background there as Lennon goes out there and moves ahead of SV. SV losing numerous spots here as Reese and Night Owl get up into the points. Beatnik gets ahead of Torn Penguin to take the lead, and Torn Penguin slots in right behind him. Torn Penguin with the damage on the right end plate he has there. And what a wild turn of events there as AJ heads into the pits, and I believe it is because of that damage that he has. Same with Yavoz, he's got it as well. New wing and new tires for AJ. Very unfortunate there. That whole turn 1 chaos. That was a huge mess and a half there. I believe, looking at the we did see an acid involved that stirred up with this whole disaster. That we later identified as Bar2. Yep, Exo and Josh, it is me, Italian Iron, on hand for the comms. I'm not sure where the World Polish is. He was supposed to be joining me. But, yeah. I'm not sure where in World Polish is. He's probably off sleeping somewhere. Corey Marshall just had a problem in the Lesmos. He's got damage on his Williams. A little further up, Night Owl gets past Jordan for the 7th place spot. My God, this is just wild stuff. We're on board with Reese, who's chasing the Alpine of J-Joe. And Reese, not even wasting a moment here, just flies past J-Joe to get into the 5th place spot. Now, bear in mind, with some of these drivers here, as, by the way, taking a look here, Reese, the biggest winner so far with 12 positions gained. AJ in with the biggest loss of 13 places lost. But as you can see here, J-Joe with a straight corner cut penalty. Same applies to Mintoki. Torn Penguin, Night Owl, Blonde, and Bar2 have 10-second penalties. So they'll be serving that when they go into the pits. Corey into the pits now. But anyways, let's move forward to ahead here. We have Torn Penguin being chased down by Mintoki in the McLaren. Now, right with those people that got straight corner cuts, if you get your clips in, you might potentially get those penalties removed if you show to the stewards that you had nowhere to go. There was nothing you could have done to prevent cutting the corner and all that sort of stuff, and you might possibly get that penalty removed. Yeah, Reese up 11 spots, Shorts. It's because he took full advantage of that disastrous chaos that was lap 1, turn 1, where pretty much about half the field was involved in a crash. and Reese took full advantage of it and gained a lot of spots because of it. Meanwhile, down the inside of J-Joe goes Night Owl, and he gets it done. Night Owl ahead, but J-Joe not giving up an inch here as he's chasing him down. Reese on the inside of Zakaria. That's for 4th place, and he gets it, but all eyes on turn 1. Is J-Joe gonna get Night Owl here? Contact as J-Joe is ghosted, and J-Joe does not regain the position from Night Owl. So J-Joe stays in the 7th place spot. He's got Jordan hanging up on his back end. And he goes down on the outside to make the attack. Slips and slides. And contact again. But J-Joe still managed to hold him off. Here comes Josh now on the inside against Jordan. And contact. Tiny bit of contact. Josh has that damage from the lap 1 incident, but gets ahead of Jordan and into the position there. And we got an incident in the back. That's at the exit of the first variant. That is bar 2 around, and Yavas and Corey were nearby in that regard. Let's go a little bit further back. We have Tadpole sitting in 14th. Trying to chase down F1 Union, who's sitting in 13th. F1 Union gained 5 positions since the start of this event. Heading into Parabolica, but nothing of that sort right now. Reese currently has the fastest lap. Now the fastest lap point has been taken away as Mintoki gets the jump on Torn Penguin up into 2nd place now, and Reese trundling right behind Penguin and Mintoki, eyeballing it as Beatnik 1.8 seconds clear of his teammate as those two continue to battle it out for the position. So we have a couple of close battles here. We have the battle for 2nd between Mintoki, Torn Penguin, and Reese. Zakaria trying to hang in the coattails but can't seem to get it done. Another battle is a 4-way battle for P7 between Josh, J-Joe, Jordan, and Lennon. And SV coming into the mix as well, as Bar 2 again has an incident in there. And Reese now battling with Torn Penguin and gets ahead into 3rd place. And into Ascari they go. I'm thinking that damage that Penguin's got on that right end plate might be really affecting his momentum here. So he also got damage on the left end plate. No, his left end plate's okay. I thought his left end plate was also gone as well. That would have really sucked if he lost both end plates. Meanwhile, Beatnik 1.7 ahead of his teammate. Here comes Reese, pouring and dumping all the ERS that he has available to fight on Mintoki into turn number 1. Slips and slides, but gets it done. Reese is up in a 2nd after pretty much destroying all that ERS he had available. Let's go a little further back. We have Lennon on hand. We got Lennon on chasing down Jordan, J-Joe, and Josh. And SV is now involved in there, and he's got more company behind SV. The 2 Mercedes, Blonde and F1 Union. Tadpole also coming into play too. Bar 2, 2nd stop, and he has retired. He's done. So Bar 2 is out of the event. Retires into the pits. That's our first retirement of the event. Anyways, here we go. So, Reese currently closing in on Beatnik here. Not sure how much time is left until the rain goes away. As Reese puts in a lap, a full second clear of Beatnik's fastest lap right now. And there's the retired car, Bar 2 getting out of the way. Here comes the Torn Penguin is into the pits, getting the wing change and serving that 10 seconds. So Red Bull, not the race they wanted, as they had both their cars affected by the Turn 1 Lap 1 destruction. And that is going to hurt them by a lot, as Penguin is coming back out onto the track. He's going to come out just ahead. No, he's going to be behind Corey Marshall as they head into turn number 1. Lennon, by the way, clears Jordan for the P8 spot. Just seeing that on the screen and catching it on the map of exiting the second variant. And now Lennon on his hunt to chase down J-Joe. By the way, just want to note, Josh433 sitting in 6th in that kick salver. This is a very solid run on his end. For him, he started in the 7th place spot. He's basically stayed just about where he was so far. And he's in 6th place right now. So he is doing pretty good so far in this first third of this event. Now, Night Owl, by the way, hunting down Zakaria. Is he looking for a move down to turn 1? Is he? He sneaks a peek, but not close enough. Night Owl's going to have to wait till another time to go for another opportunity against that. Meanwhile, SF1 Union up against SV. Ooh, tight. Ooh, low riding of the curb. SV covers F1 Union off. F1 Union is in the Mercedes. He is slightly quicker. He wants to get let go so he can chase down. The guys and get into the points. But SV wants none of it and keeps ahead. Corey Marshall sets the fastest lap now. 29.2 on his end. Let's go further up. Lennon is getting kind of close to there, and Zakaria losing the position to Night Owl. Looks like Night Owl got a phenomenally good exit out of the second Lesmos, and he is gone and golden. But now Reese right behind and on top of Beatnik right now as they come down, and Reese dumps the overtake. 28.7 is that lap that he said. That's the now fastest lap by half a second. And into turn 1, nothing. Let's see what Beatnik had for a previous lap. It was a 29.4. So Reese, last lap, 7/10 faster than Beatnik here. And an attack on the inside, now the outside. J-Joe against Lennon. Ooh, J-Joe gets a little slippery sliding. And now into Curva Grande. And not skipping a beat, Lennon takes the 7th place spot. Very good overtake. Very, very good overtake on his part. Look at this. Nice gangle of cars. From 7th all the way down to 12th. 6 cars all hooked in together in a little train here. And Torn Penguin, by the way, in the first variant, gets past Corey for the 7th place spot. Oh, there goes J-Joe. Hard into the wall. That is really going to suck. But J-Joe, on debut, was sitting in 8th place. But it all goes completely awry at the second Lesmos. We've seen a bunch of people do that, and that is unfortunate for him. He's got wing damage too, so that's going to hurt him quite a lot. But anyways, back towards the front. Reese, Beatnik, hunting each other down. Going into turn 1, Reese is still not close enough for an opportunity to attack for the lead. Invade into the penalty box. He is the second driver to get into there. As I believe, as F1 Union switches with Blonde, if that's for ninth. And AJ getting past J. Joe, but J. Joe is coming into the pits to get that wing taken care of. Let's see. Yeah, so there is that there. Let me take a look at the penalties because I believe, yep, Tadpole is also in the penalty box for the exceeding track limits too many times. So Invade and Tadpole are in that list. And Jordan just getting all out of shape, trying to keep in tune with Lennon, who's sitting in 7th. Lennon sitting in 7th. Jordan in the 8th place spot. Just getting all out of shape in that first last mode. Josh now into the penalty box. Turned a bit too early at the start of Ascari. That is going to hurt him, but currently at this moment, he does have a 3-second gap over Lennon. 3.5 seconds to be more precise. Looks like Reese is dumping the battery again to try to goad Beatnik into wasting that battery. But here's the problem, Reese. You're sitting at, before the braking zone, you were sitting at 13%. Beatnik was in the high 40s. So Beatnik has, well, not now, but he used to have double the ERS that you had. AJ now sets the fastest lap by a couple of thousandths, which was done by Reese. Oh no, half a second now. Sorry. Sorry about that. There's Union hunting just creeping on Jordan here. And Jordan creeping on Lennon. This fight's still actively good. And by the way, Mintoki has now caught back up to Reese and Beatnik. So Mintoki can get some gas for the ERS out of her. She can help and give an assist and help for Reese here. And into Ascari, very close between Union and Jordan, but no contact. No contact, thankfully. That would be disastrous for the two. Especially since they're running, even though they're at the tail end of the points, it is still points. There we go. Alright. Sure things are good. Just making sure things are good on this section. As Reese is still... It's actually slightly further away to Beatnik this time around. 0.6 the gap. And we have an incident. J-Jo has crashed! At the exit of the second Lesmo, and that's where he crashed a few laps ago. A few laps ago, he spun out from 7th there, and now he's crashed again in the same corner. But now we have a safety car, and this is going to be crucial for the drivers here because this is crucial. Because they can get off of these inters, get onto a fresh set of inters, and I mean, if the track stays wet for the remainder of the race, they could go the rest of the race on these inters if they wanted to. But just bear in mind though, with how close the McLarens are and how close the Ferraris are, you're looking at a double stack here. Oh, let's see what we got here as these cars head in to the pits. So Beatnik is going in first. Reese is after that. Mintoki behind. Now bear in mind, Night Owl has that 10-second that he's going to be serving. So let's see how much this is going to affect them as they head into there. So there's that first set, the double stack. And Mintoki's going to be replacing the wing too. So Zakaria will get ahead of both Night Owl and Mintoki. But because of Night Owl's 10-second penalty, Mintoki will not lose too much in regards to this. And looks like a lot of people are going to be getting some wings done. So Josh had one. But yeah, we'll take a look. We'll take a look once everybody cycles out and back onto the track here. But wow. Yeah, so Mintoki getting a wing change, falls to 4th behind Zakaria. Night Owl serves his 10 seconds, and he's sitting in 5th still. So both Mintoki and Night Owl only lost 1 position because of the double stacks and alternative factors that they had to do. So everybody is cycled out. Let's take a look at the pits here. Let's see what we got. So, let's see. So, Mintoki, Josh, SV, and Tadpole all had their wings replaced. So 4 drivers had their wings replaced. And others had to serve their 10-second penalties. Zakaria's teammate caused terrorism at turn 1. Yep. As Jordan did mention that. Wow. So, yeah, it looks like somebody did ready up. It looks like we found out somebody did ready up before the host, but we do want to find out who did ready up before Mintoki. Whoever readied up, that's a penalty on that part. Hung up by someone, yeah. But anyways, just got all that whole thing figured out. So let's refresh the whole grid for you here. So Beatnik is in the lead, Reese in 2nd, Zakaria 3rd, Mintoki 4th, Night Owl 5th, Josh in 6th, Lennon 7, Jordan 8, F1 Union in 9, and LS. We didn't talk about him at all because he had a quali ban he served. He is in 10th place. And then the rest of the field, it is SV in 11th, Tadpole 12th, AJ 13th, Blonde 14th, Invade 15th, Torn Penguin 16th, Corey Marshall 17th, and Yavos wraps up the field in 18th. We've had 2 DNFs so far. Of course. Fucking hate getting disconnected from the freaking party. But we've had 2 DNFs so far in this event. So we had J-Joe crashed out after spinning it out of the second Lesmos, and Bartu involved in that mass extinction event that was turn 1 lap 1. And he went into the pits and retired. Oh, we just lost AJ! The 13th place driver got disconnected. Let's see if we can get him in. I think... Do we have him on here? I think we do. Let me just find out. I think I do, but I don't know. Ah, crap. I don't have him. Somebody's gonna have to invite him because I don't have him. I don't have him on I don't have him on here for this. I'm sorry. Ah, there he is. Welcome back. Welcome back, AJ. Alright, so it looks like pretty much almost all the field has bunched back up. So we just got 2 drivers left, but I think with everyone pretty much backed up in tune with the safety car, I believe the safety car should be coming in this time by let's see, anybody. And Torn Penguin's got rear wing damage. Oh my goodness. Let's see, so how much time left for the rain, fellas? Let's find out. Maybe we might get a quick word from one of these guys. That's a safety car is coming in. Are we ready for the whole race? Okay, just want to make sure. I wasn't sure if there was a chance of it drying up right at the end, but we'll see on that regard there. But anyways, safety car is in. Beatnik in control of the field, keeping it at a steady pace. So we're looking at the speed graphics here. He's sitting at 66 miles an hour. Calm and chill. Let's see, he's sitting at 70. When will he take off? And middle of Parabolica, we're off and away. Reese with an evil wobble. And we are back underway here in Monza. So Reese gets a bit of a bad grip on there. And Mintoki, not wasting any time, goes on the inside attack against Zakaria, gets it done, and up into third place she goes. Contact between Night Owl and Zakaria, bump it again between the two. And Night Owl gets past, and he has muscled his way into fourth place. Zakaria not having a fun restart, and Night Owl showing his strength that he is the defending champion and he is willing to do what he can there. Oh, LS just went a little wide in the second variant. Was there a little contact there? I didn't catch that. There, but there is a Gangle right behind there. And there's AJ trying to hunt down there, and Reese now not wasting any time. He wants that lead, and he is glued to the ass of Beatnik for the lead here as AJ gets past LS for the 12th place spot. AJ really would like to get back into the points. And so Penguin up into 14th ahead of Blonde now. So here we go, heading into Parabolica. Are they going to be doing anything here? The answer is no, but Beatnik and Reese, they have just about identical ERS available to them as they are both tearing up the ERS on here. Let's see what we got here as Reese has a bit more speed, but not close enough to warrant for the attack here, and Reese will have to wait another time to make the move. Meanwhile, F1 Union saying hi, hello, how are you? Just goes for a shot against Jordan, but couldn't get the exit speed out of the first variant to make the move stick. And F1 Union will have to stay back in the 9th place position. Oh, contact between him and SV. That was a little wild there. And contact again between the two. F1 Union and SV are really going to war at each other here. And Tadpole now saying hi, how are you? Coming in there. Whoa! Slip and slide by SV. But he managed to save it and held on. I think he did not lose that there. Wow. What a crazy little attack there. And now Jordan actually has a bit of breathing room as he seeks to hunt down Lennon for the 7th place spot, just like it was many a time before. But Mintoki currently chasing Reese down for the 2nd place spot. Here comes Night Owl as well. So it's a battle between McLaren and the Ferrari. Here we go. Out overtakes, deployed, hot laps in, and more fighting. Here we go. Is Mintoki eyeballing a shot? Answer is no. They're both not close enough. But they are closely tight-knit between the top 6. And yes, it is 6 because Zakaria and Josh is in tune with them as well. Yavos, by the way, in the first variant, gets past LS into the 15th place spot. Reese is not waiting. He may be going for it, but no. He was sneaking a peek. He was really putting that pressure on Beatnik, but Beatnik's like, hell no. You stay behind me for right now. But we know for a fact this battle between the top 4 is not gonna be done by a long shot. But one battle that is gonna get a little closer: Lennon and Jordan chasing each other down. Can Jordan finally go for a move to get himself into the second place spot? Answer is no. He is still close behind and is going to wait another opportunity to go for it. Meanwhile, Torn Penguin on the back of SV to get himself to look for a spot to get into the 11th place spot. And they are within Tadpole for the 10th place spot to go for the points here. Alright, let's go back to the front here. On board with Reese, demolishing the overtake on hand. But here comes Mintoki. Is Mintoki looking for a shot too? The answer is no. Not close enough again. So still not close enough between the top three for any of them to warrant an attack on the other. Reese not close enough to warrant an attack on Beatnik. Mintoki not close enough to warrant an attack on Reese. But Josh has fallen out of favor of the, well, the DRS was enabled. Josh has fallen out of favor with the top 5 now. Zakaria's still staying in tune though. Wait, you gotta give credit to Zakaria though for staying in that. Whoa, Wibble. Wiggle Woggle from Night Owl. That was in the first Let's mode. We did lose at least a 10th to Mintoki, but I mean, Night Owl's not doing too bad. If we was taking a peek again, just see that in the background, but not close enough. But yeah, hard to believe Zakaria is still keeping in tune with these guys here. Corey Marshall, 3rd driver into the penalty box for track limits. All right, let's go on board with Mintoki, who I think either she got a bad exit or Reese got a bad exit. But here we go. Mintoki deploying the ERS. She's going for it. No. She actually backs out at the last second. But I think that gets Reese's attention going like, okay, I see you. I know what you're going to do. Let's go. Oh, Penguin and SV had contact. And Torn Penguin has to cut the first variant. But, I mean, that was unfortunate there. But I think, did SV force Penguin off? Did he force him off there? But bear in mind also, Torn Penguin did say in the Tier 2 chat, he's dealing with rear wing damage. So, we'll have to see on that one. If that goes to the stewards, we'll have to see what occurs in there. But, we're on lap 20 right now. We're 2/3 of the way there through this race. But the question is, what is going to happen now? As Night Owl was sneaking a peek on Mintoki, and Mintoki losing tabs on Reese. And this is the advantage that Night Owl wanted. Pressuring Mintoki to make a mistake, and I think Mintoki did make a mistake by having a very poor Ascari. We have trouble in Sector 2. Sector 3, that is invading problems. Beatnik now with the fastest lap, 27. I think the track conditions is getting better and better now. Track conditions are getting better, that is for sure. Track conditions are getting a lot better, as I believe, as these times are improving here. I mean, take a look at this. Look at this. 3 of the the top 5, 4 of them are within 4/10 of each other in regards to their fast lap. That's how close it is. And then if you involve Josh, I mean, he is also in that gap. So 5 of the top 6 are within 4/10 of each other in regards to their fastest lap. And Blanc gets past LS into the 16th place position. Meanwhile, the focus is still on the front 2 between Reese and Beatnik. Reese with 18% ERS, while Beatnik has 60 available. So Beatnik doing far better on saving the ERS on his credit, as Reese takes the fastest lap from Beatnik by about 1/10 and a half. And Jordan into the penalty box. And Jordan is in the top 10. So Jordan, Tadpole, and Lennon all have track limit penalties. Mintoki does have a penalty on her end, but hers is a corner cut from turn 1, lap 1. So she could argue to get that removed if she has the right proof to go for it. But yeah, Reese is just not giving an inch. He really wants to chase down that win. He would love to have that win for sure. And Beatnik really would like to have a win on his end as well. I mean, think about this. Season 8, Tier 1, when Beatnik won the race in Ferrari because of Ding and Jacob Amzak coming together with 2 to go, and Beatnik holding off a last-second charge from Jack Miles to claim victory in Tier 1. And that was at this track, here in Monza. I mean, Beatnik would love to have another victory, but this time in a McLaren for this track. Well, let's take a look. Reese has no ERS available. His battery is dead. Well, Beatnik has 32% available. So Reese, I mean, literally, when it comes to him going for it, it's on fumes. Battle for the 9th place spot. Tadpole up against F1 Union. Tight. Any contact? Oh, but it looks okay. 3 abreast, briefly. Ooh, AJ just losing it out of turn 2. Oh, good lord, AJ. Hold it together, buddy. Hold fast, hold together. Really don't want to cost yourself there. But Tadpole lost multiple spots to AJ and SV. So AJ into the points. So Red Bull, celebrate. You are in the points, gentlemen. I mean, I will say, from what I was looking at at the standings, I mean, Red Bull, I will say truthfully, has had not a great start for this Tier 2 season. And AJ looking to stamp another exclamation point in the 9th place here. Torn Penguin right behind SV. Ooh, contact between SV and Torn Penguin. And Tadpole almost got himself into the whole shebang in there. Let's go back up to the front. Is Reese in better straights this time for it, as LS has gone off at the exit of Ascari. Now Reese is actually holding his ERS availability. Mintoki trying to keep in tabs on him as well. So currently at this present moment, with the penalties factored in, Mintoki will fall to the 4th place position, but may possibly regain it if she can prove that corner cut was unfair and she can get it removed. But like I said, can she prove that? I mean, sometimes convincing the stewards it can be a difficult task, and sometimes it might be an easy task. You never know. The stewards are quite unpredictable in regards to what they decide on. Anyways, Josh will be falling to the 7th place spot behind Lennon, and Jordan is going to fall to P11 with his penalty, because AJ will get him, F1 Union as well, and SV is right there too. SV about 2.6 seconds behind Jordan. Well, I will say, you gotta give fair credit to the guys in 5th, 6th, and 7th, even despite Josh's penalty. Zakaria has had a very quiet and very good race on his part. Josh as well, doing really good in qualifying and still sitting in the middle part of the top 10 for his efforts. Lennon as well, doing good in the Haas. I mean, currently, I will say these 3 are looking at contenders for driver of the day at this present moment. Tadpole again losing another spot, this time to Corey Marshall, who just got a corner cut from a bad exit on second variant, and it really affected him because Tadpole gets ahead of him, and Yavos as well into there too. And Invade, penalty, 10 seconds for speeding in the pits. Not good for him. Invade definitely would like to have a race, definitely wants this to be a race to forget for him. Well, it looks like we may have a battle for second on our hands. Mintoki closing in on Reese at this moment. Well, let's see what Reese can do. Multi-time champion in Tier 2, F2, and Tier 1 here in RPL. Let's see how Reese, the English driver, fares against Mintoki, the South Korean driver. Blonde has crashed, exiting Ascari. No safety car, though. But that was very unfortunate. Blonde, his race is done. And that really had to hurt. Mintoki not close enough for an attack there. But 2 to go now for this group here. Beatnik, 38% ERS. Reese, 8%. Mintoki, 45%. So, Reese has the disadvantage of not good amount of no good ERS availability. And Jordan moves over to let AJ through into the 7th place spot. But he's got a little bit of work to do if he wants to catch Josh up to get himself into 7th. Oh, by the way, how many positions did Zakaria gain? Only 1. He started in 6th. Wow. All right. All right. Well, very fun stuff there. But anyways, the cars coming out of the top 4 coming out of the final corner, kicking off the final lap. One more lap to go between Beatnik, Reese, and Mintoki. That is the top 3. This is the fight for all the marbles here as they head into the braking zones. But Reese, not enough ERS available to him, so he's just gonna be puffing and huffing to make sure he can keep Mintoki back for the second place, to keep second place. And I mean, you gotta give credit to Reese. He started all the way in 17th, had a mishap in qualifying, and tried to get a lap in before the track got too wet, but it was wet enough to screw him up. He started in 17th. He got through the lap 1 turn 1 destruction fest and got himself into 2nd. So you gotta give hats off to him for how good he has done under pressure here. And here we go into Ascari for the final time. Beatnik is looking for a win on his credit. Goes wide out of Ascari. Reese smelled like a shark smelling blood. Is he gonna go for it? He's out of ERS now. Oh, if he had some more ERS, he could have gone for it. But you gotta give him credit for trying. Here he comes out of the final corner. It's gonna be McLaren victory and Beatnik on top. Beatnik is your winner. Reese in 2nd. Night Owl will take 3rd from Mintoki because of that corner cut penalty. Zakaria in 5th place. Drag race to the line, and with the penalty factored in, Lennon will take 6th, AJ 7th, and Josh in 8th. F1 Union is in 9th, and SV will wrap up in 10th place. Holy cow. What a war between McLaren and Ferrari, and then that end of those points between Josh and AJ, between Josh and Lennon. Very solid stuff. Good fights for everybody there. But let's see. Driver of the Day contenders. Honestly, we have 3 in mind. We have Reese, who started in dead last. Who started pretty much dead last in regards to lap times. And finished in 2nd place. Then you had Zakaria, who had a solid qualifying, and finished solidly well in the 9th place spot. And then you had Lennon in the 6th place spot. He played pretty quiet and did pretty good. But there's the podium celebration. Beatnik throwing the football and is on top of the podium. And celebrations here. Congratulations to Beatnik, and fair credits to the Ferraris of Night Owl and Reese surrounding the podium. And fair credit to Mintoki for giving it her all to hang on and fight with the crowd. Champagne sprang away for the celebrations. But wow, what a race. I mean, we had it all for your typical Monza. That's how it was. And let's see, so, Beatnik is the race winner, fastest lap by LS. Reese getting driver today and most outtakes, cleanest driver by Lennon. And there is the field there. Let's get this field down here so we can show it all to Exo. He'll need this. So Beatnik is your winner, Reese second, Night Owl third, Mintoki 4, Zakaria 5, Lennon 6, AJ 7, Josh 8, F1 Union 9, and SV in 10th. And then your rest of the field, it is Jordan, Yavuz, Tadpole, Torn Penguin, Corey, LS, Invade, and then your DNFs are Blonde, J-Joe, and Bartu. Wow. But yeah, I think I'm gonna agree with the game. I think we're gonna have to agree with the game. I think we will give the driver today to Reese for basically that P17. From P17 to P2, solid stuff for him. Like I said, I'm giving a shout out and driver today contenders to Zakaria for his P5 finish, and Lennon for getting his P6 finish as well. Well, that is going to conclude the Tier 2 stream for tonight. But tune in for tomorrow because we have a fireball on hand for Tier 1. Tier 1 will be taking their strides to the streets of Suzuka to wrap up the round 3 weekend of RPL racing. So stay tuned for that one. So from RPL Streams, Titan Iron Wolf, good night. Have a wonderful one.